Earlier today, I posted a video going over my EDC, my everyday carry, the devices, the accessories that I bring with me everywhere. And on that video, I received this comment from Joe G. They said, "So now you have got me onto a Duo and then a Duo 2, and you have left me because I'm no longer daily driving the Surface Duo or Duo 2. I responded to them and said this: I didn't leave Duo. Microsoft did. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have some rather sad news to go over via Zach at Windows Central. Some of this stuff is stuff that we have touched on and talked about in prior videos, of course. What we have today is sort of an update. Has anything changed? Where are we now in regard to Surface Duo and Duo 2? As you know, Surface Duo 1 was released in September 3 calendar years ago, which means that in only 2 months, their date for support will be passed. There shouldn't be any more updates coming to the original Duo in just a couple of short months. Of course, Duo 2 has a whole nother year and some change, but nonetheless, we haven't gotten anything significant on Duo and Duo 2 really since the 12L update. And this article from Zach indicates that our intuition, the stuff I've said here on this channel about what we should be expecting from Duo going forward, which is very little to nothing, is probably going to end up being accurate. So let's take a look at the article here. And what I want to say before I even dive into this is, please go click on the link in the description and go read this article for yourself. Go give them the click, the hit, however you want to look at it. I'm going to kind of jump around and potentially skip over some things that you might find interesting. So go click on that link and read the article yourself. But let's start in a good place to start, which is the headline: Microsoft won't say if Surface Duo is getting any more Android OS releases. As I alluded to earlier, both devices did come with a 3-year update promise. Android OS and just general updates will be delivered for 3 years. A lot of people have gotten very upset and they've said they've not been delivering OS updates. Well, they never guaranteed so many OS updates. They never said you're going to get Android 13, 11, 12, whatever. They said we're going to deliver updates of some sort for 3 years. And like I've said in prior videos, they're going to do that. They're going to be security patches from here on out more than likely, but they're going to deliver the updates. But specifically to Android OS releases, Android 13 and 14, they've apparently got nothing to say on the matter. Zach sent over that very important question. What is going on? What is happening with these updates? Are they coming? And evidently that was their response. We have nothing at this point to share, which is extremely disappointing, disheartening, and I think it should indicate to all of us what we've been suspecting is true. Those updates are, with almost all certainty, not coming. Now, if you remember, months back, I made a video where I talked about the fact that I had heard from a pretty reliable source that the Surface Duo team had been pulled off of Duo and put on this Teams Room for Android project, and that's why the Duo updates had been so light. They'd been nothing but security patches. Literally later on that same day, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was on the Windows Central podcast, Zach said he'd heard the exact same thing, which made me feel much more confident in what I had been hearing. So we both, I think from different sources, we both had heard the exact same thing. And so that is why, again, those updates had been moving so slowly. Now, since then, it's been kind of unclear to me if the Duo team have been allowed to come back from the Teams Room Android project and go back to Duo and start working on it again or not. We had seen some slightly larger Duo updates delivered. Obviously nothing significant, but bigger than just a simple security patch. So I had wondered maybe some people got to come back and work on Duo again. Well, in this article, Zach says pretty clearly that he finds it pretty unlikely that the Duo team is going to come back, which I would assume means that he's probably heard that they haven't been able to come back just yet. He says that he thinks it is unlikely. So right now, where do we stand with Duo and Duo 2? Well, they're definitely not making any new Surface Duos. They're definitely not making any new Surface Duo 2s, and the team may not have been working on it for longer than 6 months at this point. Now, I say the team's not been working on it. There's been somebody clacking away on a keyboard to get those security patches out, but there's been no real updates. This is just your most baseline support that is, in my opinion, being done simply so that they can say that, yeah, we did what we said we were going to do. We said 3 years of updates, and we are going to bring you 3 years of updates. I do expect that will likely continue. But if you're hoping for something significant, new Android versions, new features, by the way, Zach does mention a couple of features that he has heard were being worked on, one of which we actually spent some time talking about and looking into on this very YouTube channel. You can check out the link in the description again to see what he was talking about there. If you're expecting or hoping for new inking features, the stuff just with all likelihood is not coming. The Duo is sadly in the rearview mirror for Microsoft and the Surface team at this point, and I really don't think anything is going to change. Now, with Surface Duo 3, where does that leave us with that? I am extremely shaky on that device. I think that it has probably been shelved as well. I don't think that they're actively working on it. I think that their attention has turned completely towards projects that make them money right now. Will Duo 3 come back at some point? It's possible, but if you're sitting around and you're looking at these new phones coming out, you're looking at the OnePlus Open, you're looking at the Z Fold 5, you're looking at the Pixel Fold, and you're thinking, I'll hold out and see what Surface Duo 3 is like. I don't think you should be factoring Surface Duo 3 into your equation literally at all, because I don't think it's coming anytime soon at all. Again, I've heard nothing about it being currently worked on. Now, maybe that's just because I'm not hearing things, but with the way everything else is going, I don't think it's being worked on. I don't think it's coming anytime soon. I think the Duo project, for all intents and purposes, is pretty much on life support. I won't say that it's dead, because it is still going to be getting security patches. Maybe that fits your definition of dead, someone that's on life support, and if you pulled the plug, they would die, is basically where I feel like Duo is right now. You use the words that you want to use, I guess. That's where we're at with Surface Duo. Feel free to keep using it. You know, if you love Duo 2 or your Duo as it is right now, nothing's going to change. You can continue using it in the state that it's in. Of course, you'll be behind on security patches fairly soon with the original Duo, but I would also estimate that the percentage of people daily driving phones that are behind on security patches is probably astronomically high, and no one really gets bothered by it all that often. You are slightly more vulnerable, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal for a lot of people with Duo 2. You got another year of those security patches coming, so you do have more time with that device. But again, nothing substantially new is going to be coming to these devices. If you are a Windows Phone veteran, this will probably feel quite familiar to you. Unfortunately, sad to bring this little update to you guys, but it is what it is. Shout out to Zach at Windows Central for the reporting that they continue to do on this subject matter. Guys, subscribe for more content just like this. I'll see you in the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.